Can you believe that we're at the end of the 2021 Premier League season? It's the final tilt of the year. It's between the Red Wings and the Tigers. A playoff preview, if you will. Welcome inside the ice arena on beautiful Ghana land in Adelaide, South Australia. I'm Eric Ballner, and I'm really happy today. I've got two of the brightest young stars in ice hockey, not just South Australia, but in the country. Adrenaline players, Jokers players. We got Nat Benson making his broadcast debut. Nat, how you feeling out there?
Pretty good. I'm very excited to be here. I've been wanting to do the broadcast all year. I think it's a lot of fun, and the way you guys run it, it's awesome to see, especially in the sport, for the sport here in the country.
Well, we got you in for the most important game of the season, so that's why you're here tonight. And Jeremy Friedrich, you've been with us. You were with us for the first game of the season. You're with us for the last. You've enjoyed your broadcasting experience?
Absolutely. It's been great fun, and I've tried to dress up better today than I have in the past just to keep you a little bit happy.
So you did dress up.
I'm ready to go tonight.
I even tied my shoes for this.
I know,
it's just
too.
like we're mind-blowing stuff here. No, we do have a hockey game to go to tonight, so who better than the minds of a goaltender and one of the leading point scorers to help call the action for you. Let's take a look at the standings entering this game. It is the Jokers at the top. That's your team, boys. 51 points. There's nothing any of the other teams could do about it, although they did make it interesting. The Tigers and the Red Wings, they're locked in second and third. You get 3 points per win. Red Wings can't even leapfrog the Tigers. The standings are set. That is going to be the final standings. The points between the Tigers and Red Wings might change. But starting on the weekend, Tigers-Red Wings play each other in a best-of-3 series. The winner of that goes and plays the Jokers. So, boys, I'm going to ask you right away, your first thoughts on the Tigers-Red Wings and this matchup we're going to see in the playoffs.
I'm personally, I can't wait to see it. I think we got some amazing players on the ice here. Like, obviously, some players, some goaltending that has just been great, especially Curtis Villani this year. Just sort of came out of nowhere, leads the league in save percentage.
So that's what we're looking at right now, the scoring race, because you have Jake Riley, who's on the Jokers. Jake Villies-Riley, 25 goals. Ryan the Rocket Full, he's in this game for the Tigers with 24 goals. Steve second best. He's the third place. He's on the Red Wings right now. Joey Showtime McDougal at 18, and Nat, you're at 17, although your assists, what did you finish with, like 25 assists or something like that? 27 assists,
maybe,
I think?
something like that.
So those are the top 5 goal scorers in the competition. That's what we're watching tonight. It's the showdown. Can Ryan Full go ahead of Jake Riley and win the scoring title? That's the question.
See, you'd think so normally looking at his points, but interestingly enough, Ryan's kind of struggled against the top teams in this league. He hasn't picked up as many points as you'd think. I think we got it in total throughout the season. He's only picked up 10 in 8 games against us and 10 in 9 games against us and the Red Wings. So it'll be interesting to see if he steps up tonight.
Right now, someone that we'll be watching closely, Dave Gall on the Red Wings.
Yeah, well, Dave is just a really hard player to play against. I've played against him, like center all year, and he just really takes control of the ice. He's struggled a bit against the Tigers. He's only gotten 2 points in his whole season against them. So it'll be interesting to see him step up and play his game. He's really good down low in the corners. He's a really strong body, so I think that'll help him.
And there's a look at the Rocket, Ryan Full. 24 goals in 19 games. He's chasing 25.
I love the nickname, gotta say. But yeah, Foley, he's been great all year. He obviously, as Jeremy just mentioned, he's been struggling as of late. He doesn't have a point against the Red Wings since April. So will be interesting to see him crack that. I think he's definitely got the chance. His line's changed a bit today. He's got Tyler Boyle on his left wing. He's playing right wing. So I think that'll definitely change the lines up a bit. Maybe he'll produce something there.
Well, the goaltender's always an interesting part of the game, probably the most important position on the ice. You would probably argue, Jeremy Friedrich. It's an interesting matchup between Curtis Villani, who didn't play in the Premier League last couple seasons. He's stormed competition, and he's put in some huge numbers. You see his numbers on the left of your screen. And Glenn Forbes-White, he's one of the goalie coordinators here. He's just, 23 years old. He's still one of the best young goalies in the state, and just models of consistency.
Yeah, both of them have been great. Curtis has come in, and he's really set the tone. He came in, he made a big difference to this Red Wings team, and he's just kind of taken them and made them competitive. And, Glenn's numbers, they're not the top, but he shows up in the big games. And you'll see, we've actually got his stats from against playing the Red Wings this season. He's put up a 928 save percent. 928 save percentage, which is really good to see. And he's only kept a 2 goal against average. He comes up and he shows up when it matters. gets in a couple goals against the Blackhawks when his team gets a little bit greedy on the offense, but he's a big game player and he'll make a difference tonight too.
These teams have played tight all year long. The first matchup was a 3-3 game. It went to overtime, and nobody scored. Nobody settled it. They didn't even go to the shootout. It was just 3-3, and then it did a tie. Red Wings won the second game 3-0. Tigers took game 3 4-1, and then just a few weeks ago they played a classic game. It was a 2-1, one of those games that was just tight until Jan Kubik scored a late winner in the third period. There's not much separating these teams, which means tonight could be close, but more importantly, the playoffs between these teams could be very close.
Wouldn't we love to see an overtime game just before they start the playoff series? I think that'll really set the tone for the whole series. I think their series is going 3 games. Like I feel like it has to. With such tight teams and such good players, they have to go 3 games in their series.
Yeah, especially when you see guys like Leeming that'll make a return. You know, they've been out for a while, and you'd think that, especially recently, the Tigers have had the upper hand. They've been the better team, but you really can't count the Red Wings out. They've got a lot of depth, a lot of guys that have won championships in the past. They know what it takes. They've got some big game players, so it'll be really good to see, and you know, really hoping for a 3-game series.
Red Wings have really been bitten by the injury bug in the last few games. These are the players that have missed some time. Max Rivers has missed some time. Tyler Leeming, he's missed the last 7 or 8 games. Nick Powell's been in and out of the lineup with an injury. Mitch Villani in and out of the lineup with an injury. Ryan Rintala, one of their best defensemen, is still out with an injury. Dylan Wallace has missed time with an injury. Their goalie, Curtis Villani's missed time. They're starting to get healthy, but they haven't played a lot together. So is that what the Wings are trying to do tonight, just gel before the playoffs?
You have to think so. Just getting a bit of chemistry and a bit of excitement going into it. They play Saturday. That's really not that far away, and I think that's why you'll see both teams won't be playing an extremely physical brand of hockey like they have throughout the season. You know, obviously it's tough when you've got a meaningless game that also means so much in terms of the momentum you bring into finals, you know, like.
Yeah, I think going into a finals with a win, especially like if it's an overtime win, a tight game, like it really gets on in your head, and you think about it when you go into the next game. And I think the Wings really could shake things up and get some new chemistry just before they start here. And I think the Tigers are trying to do the same thing. They have a lineup. They're switching up the lines a bit, so we'll see how they go.
Let's go to the keys to victory. Let's start with the Tigers' keys to victories for the games.
Yeah, look, I think for me the biggest thing they've got to do is they've got to minimize their costly turnovers. A lot of the chances, especially in our game most recently against them, it was breakdowns in the like in the O-zone that made a difference. Obviously, we're a very counter-attacking team. We got speed, so we'll take that puck and we'll make the most of it. But the Red Wings have got a very similar style, so they've got to make sure they don't give them up. And then for the Red Wings, you know, making sure they control the tempo of the game. They've got less players out there tonight, so got to make sure that the Tigers don't run them into the ground, and just shutting down the top players on that Tigers team. You know, Zach Boyle's been really good against the Red Wings, so has Joey McDougall, so it'll be good to see them shut them down.
Yeah, a few top threats on this team. Joey McDougall among the point leaders. Zach Boyle among the point leaders. Ryan Foll among the point leaders. 3 heavy hitters on this Tigers team.
Yeah, well, looks like we got the Boyle, Quebec full line starting. That's the new make of a line, and we'll see how they go. I'm really excited to see Tyler play with Foll. I think they could really make something work here together.
This is being different. In their win streak, they had 10 in a row. The Tigers did. It was Boyle, Stapleton, and McDougall was the line getting it done. And Tyler Boyle, in a transfer over from the Blackhawks, has 11 goals this year. And in his place, that he's taken place up on the top line, was Brandon Taylor. So mixing things up, is this just to see what you got before the playoffs, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I think when you're going into the playoffs with, you had a 10-win streak, and then they struggled a bit against us, and now they want to reshape things a bit. And you have it's a game that doesn't really mean anything. You have a chance to shake things up and test out all your different opportunities here.
Both teams looking to get hot before the finals, and we are underway at the Ice Arena on beautiful Ghana land. The Tigers in black and yellow, and the Red Wings in white and red. Eric Balnart, Jeremy Friedrich, Nathaniel Benson calling all of the action for you on NITV. Wise gathers the puck and sends it over to Villani. He's been in and out of the lineup as well. He's looking for a stretch pass. He was looking for Steve Best. He just had a 13-game point streak, the longest of the season from any player, broken just the other day versus you guys, the Jokers. Best down in the corner working against McNair. Tries to cycle it around the boards. Picked up by Villani. Gives it back to Best. Scores! He didn't score at all last game. It took him just 35 seconds in this one, and Steve Best gets right back on the leaderboard. It's his 20th of the year, and it's a 1-0 lead.
That's exactly what Jeremy was talking about in the pregame. That was a turnover right at the blue line, and down low, nice work down low, working between the two teammates, and Steve just snipes it.
Yeah, that line getting back to work with Villani and Nick Powell playing with Steve. These guys have got so much experience and chemistry together. The moment Villani got the puck, you saw him look up and you saw him find Steve straight away. It was a really good scene of hockey, and they've started setting the tempo early, which is good.
Well, Steve Best making his presence known right away, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Red Wings. The team that has scored first between these two teams has won every game except for that one that was a tie. Just like the Jokers and Tigers, teams that scored first won the game. It just shows how important the first goal is in a hockey game, doesn't it, boys?
Yeah, this is what you want to see. You want to get out there early and really focus on getting the goals quick in the game. It really rattles the goalies, I think. Well, Jeremy, you'd know.
Yeah, it really
Long
does.
shot in from Benny Gebert. Fighting the rebound was Villani, and it's banked off the boards. Bill Newbound plays this out to the point. Dave Gow, back pass to Rivers, back in the lineup. He rifles this one wide. Joey McDougall picks up the puck with some speed down the left wing. He's got Taylor going to the net. He's going to hit a shot up high. Goes off the shoulder. Centering play. Taylor tried to bank it in. It goes off his skate and into the near boards. Boyle keeps it in. Trying to play it down low, but the Red Wings create a turnover before McDougall bumps off Gal in front of the bench. Two hard-working players, Gal and McDougall, going against each other. And here's Jeff the Pest Pellerin. He gets belted down by Tyler Boyle, and Ryan Full sends it out towards the center line, and it's Tate with Joey McDougall breathing down his back. Morris O'Hanley plays it over towards Zach Boyle. The Team Australia is becoming a regular feature on Team Australia, Zach Boyle. One of the highest scoring players, and he's a defenseman in the competition. Kubik off the turnover. It's 3-on-2 the other way. He tries to slow it down, and I think Zach Boyle was just a little bit offside.
It's interesting you mentioned that. He is such an offensive player for a defenseman. You see him the moment that puck gets turned over, he's flying. He's got speed. He's very good at covering his position, and he gets up in the play but then gets back as well. He's really is one of the best defensemen in the state, and it shows why.
27 points on this season for Zach Boyle coming into today's game. That ranks him 7th in the scoring list. Jake Riley, well, officially he's at 40, unofficially, which we hope gets changed, is at 46 points on the season. The closest player in this game is Ryan Full at 38. He would have to have the best game I think any player would have had all season if he wants to catch Jake Riley on the points leaderboard.
Yeah, it would be one of a hell of a game if he got 7 tonight.
But that's the thing, with such a meaningless game, you never know what can happen tonight, which is why it's so interesting.
Well, we wouldn't call it meaningless. We'd just say it doesn't have the impact on the standings.
No, exactly.
More of an emotional game than a real game.
Sent all the way down. Well, I think you said it pretty good off air in the pregame, Nat. Is it feels like a bit of a preseason game for the playoffs. Like you think to World Junior Hockey Championships or World Championships when you see Canada play Finland in a really competitive game right before it starts for real. It has that feel to it.
Yeah, and it's not like these guys are playing like they're not caring. Like they're definitely going to give it their all, and that's what they do in this league. You got to play as hard as you can. Like everyone likes the bragging rights. It's a small community we have here, so.
Tyler Boyle off the draw, right up the ice, gets it over towards Ryan Full. Working out wide, goes down low. Newbound tries to veer him aside, and Full throws it in front of the net. Nobody was home, but Benny Gebert chips it in from the point. Jan Kubik, former Czech professional player and Sydney Bears import. Right side to Full. He gets closed down by Newbound, but he cycles it down low to Tyler Boyle, their new line mate. Boyle scored maybe the goal of the season this year, going between his legs on a breakaway. Back to the point, Gebert down low. Full tries to chip away at this. Chris Campbell working against him, but he gives it right away to Jan Kubik. Kubik into the corner. One of the best vision in the competition, Jan Kubik. An assist machine. Full plays it off the side of the boards. Gebert kicks it down, keeps it in, and Ryan Full back to work. It's a long shift in the attacking zone for the Tigers, but they haven't got too many shots on goal. Jan Kubik in the corner with Tyler Boyle. Kubik still with possession, gets it across to Gebert. Gebert in front, Boyle fans on the shot, but Villani had to get down and still make a save. Red Wings trying to clear, and they finally do. It goes all the way down, and Glenn Forbes-White has to come way out of his net to play it over towards Gebert. Gebert gives it away to Tate. Tigers go for a change, and the Red Wings will do the same. They were hemmed in their own zone for quite a while. Glenn Full banks it off the back of a Red Wing, and it goes back to Benny Gebert. He's the last Tiger that needs to get off the ice for a change. Glenn Fole, believe it or not, 59 years old, has played hockey in this comp a long time. Stapleton, nice pass over to Taylor, and he just chipped this one wide. The captain, Stapleton, had a good setup. Taylor just couldn't finish. Banked off the boards, and slipping in behind the defense was Mitch Villani. Best tumbles in front. Villani tries to get a shot off while the goalie was down, and finally the Tigers chip this out into the neutral zone. Not a whole lot of stoppages early on in this game.
No, the tempo is really starting to settle in. I've seen the Tigers' new lines trying and get a bit of chemistry going. They've kind of started getting some plays going, which is good. But it's a really good game so far.
Nick Powell back to Wise. Chips it down low to Steve Best. And Joey McDougall will collect the puck on the back check and look up ice. He blaze it off the boards, and Taylor will race after this. Almost creates a turnover. It's Steve Best, the captain, having another fantastic year. Off to Tom Tate. Just finished his first full season in a couple. And here's Ryan Fole trying to tie that leading goal mark. Fires a shot on net, and it was a tricky one, but it was kicked aside from Curtis Villani. Boyle, chip back down low. Fole angled off the puck, and it's finally chipped down the ice. This should go for icing if it makes it, and it's waved off and collected by Jan Kubek, who heads back up the ring. Kubik around one defender, flicks it off to his right to Tyler Boyle, and the Red Wings defense collects it, and in behind the defense is Dylan Wallace. Here's an opportunity. Wallace tries to get a shot off, but Joey McDougall, good job on the back check to chip that one high and out of play.
It's an interesting start we got here. This Steve Best line with the Villani and Powell, they just are all over the Tigers here in the zone. They are pouncing on every puck. And I think the Tigers are still trying to settle in with the new line mates. They're still trying to get everything sorted. They're turning it over a bit too much at the end of inside the blue line.
Draw one goes back to the rookie, Chris Campbell. New bound. And Campbell turns it back up ice, but Boyle lays into a body in front of the boards, trying to create a turnover in the neutral zone. Kicked down by Tyler Boyle. Pellerin chucks it forward. McNair off to the right side. Here's Ryan Fole working on the wing. Bumped off the puck from Bill Newbound. A nice defensive play. And the Red Wings can't quite clear it. It's a weird bounce off the boards. McNair fans on the shot. Wallace will clear it to the right. And here's Pellerin. Nice pass through traffic to Gal. Gal stops, pops, angles one in and scores. Pellerin was heading to the net, but I think Gal's going to get credit for it. It's a 2-0 Red Wing lead.
Jeff's so good at that. He gets into that center of the ice, especially in the slot, and he's just a pest, you know. We give him that nickname for a reason. He kind of cuts in, takes a D away from it, might get a stick on the puck. We're not really sure on that one yet, but really good play.
The play up the neutral zone, seeing the passing lane right in between, across two D-men, and then Dave Gal gets in alone and just rips it.
Yeah, I think it's Dave Gal. I think it was Pellerin and McNair that were heading in there. McNair might have got a stick on it. It looked like Glenn Forbes-White was watching that, but the puck just kind of slipped between his legs. And it's a shaky start for the Tigers, who find themselves down 2 goals early on.
And it's another turnover right here, just after the goal. They're already under pressure right away by this best line.
Well, Hanley gets bumped off the puck. Villani trying to hold on to it. And Joey McDougall will just play it high and get this puck out to safety. I'll tell you what, this game might not mean much in terms of the standings, but they do have a 3-game series starting on the weekend, and I don't think you want to be the team on the back foot heading into that.
Absolutely not. Like, it's the bragging rights which actually do make a big difference, because you've got the confidence knowing that you can take it to them. You know, when you play each other not as regularly as you would in some other leagues around the world, you need to make the most of every battle, and obviously these guys have had 1 tie and then 2 wins and a loss for the Tigers, so this would really even the playing field and give the Red Wings that motivation.
Yeah, and the Tigers really got to realize here, this is 10 minutes in and it's already 2-0, and they've been tight all year, these two teams. They went to overtime twice, I believe. Like, this is unheard of in comparison to what they've been playing recently.
In the corner is Adam Wise. Wise looks up ice, plays it into the neutral zone, and ends at the feet of Tyler Boyle. Tigers just looking to get set right now, and it's almost given away again. It was off the back of Max Rivers. Fole chips it in the boards. Pellerin throws his body off Ryan Fole. Fole tries to bump it forward to Tyler Boyle, and he's free. Boyle out wide. Sharp angle shot, glove down by Curtis Villani.
Good save. He saw that all day. And, you know, this is the difference that you're getting this year in the Red Wings, is that shown a lot more faith in Villani. They've got a goalie that they can trust, and he's bailed them out really well. So you kind of, you give him a little bit more. Here you can see the goal again. Bit unclear who touched it, but someone definitely did. So
just trickles in there.
Yeah, rough one for Forbes White, and it'll be interesting to see how the Tigers react, because they're not necessarily a team that comes back from behind very often.
Pellerin throws one in on goal. I think someone was a little head offside. It might have been Dylan Wallace. Good to see him back in the lineup. If they can add Tyler Leeming, that makes it 3 pretty tough lines on this Red Wing side.
It does, and they play a very similar system. They buy into the system that they've got going, and it works. You know, they dominate the game, they dominate it down low, and they tire the other lines out.
Full. Up to his son, Ryan Full. He's off on the left side now. He was playing right earlier in the game. Wraps it in behind the boards. Chris Campbell almost creates a turnover. Tyler Boyle there in support. Glenn Full throws it across the crease. Nobody was there to bank that in.
Tyler took one in the face, I think. Laboring a bit there.
Boyle now flicks the puck forward. It goes right to Ryan Full. Full plays it to the left side. Zach Boyle fires a shot. It was on the near side, and it wrapped all the way around the boards. Jan Kubik down low. Zach Boyle across the ice to Kubik. Slap shot in, and oh, that just got a skate and went wide. Kubik, that was how they scored the winning goals. It's chipped down in the slot. Rebound in front. McDougall almost poached one. The heavy hitters on the ice right now, McDougall, Full, and Kubik. Here's Glenn Full pinching down low, looking for Ryan Full, and the Red Wings could be away here. They bank it off the boards, and it's going to be Pellerin versus Boyle. Boyle skates all the way around his goal. Long pass up. Goes off of Ryan Full. And the Red Wings will set up again. Chip back towards the defense, goes between the legs of Greg McNair and into the corner, and the Red Wings will have a chance for an offensive zone possession. Villani steered away by McDougall, back to the point, winds a shot, Tate, rebound in front, Best has him down low, scores! It's a commanding 3-0 lead early, and Steve Best has goal number 21.
That line is working so well.
Yeah.
They're such a good line down low, and they just make those turnovers pay. Like, they make the Tigers pay for every single turnover they've got here. You can't leave Steve Best unmanned in front of the net. He is by far the Red Wings' biggest threat, and that is some pretty poor defending there as the game's getting out of hand here.
Yeah, this is commanding by the Red Wings. And the Tigers had a pushback. They had a big offensive shift. They were in there for a solid 2 minutes, and then out of nowhere, the Red Wings counterattack.
Tigers have to be careful here. Going into a playoff series after being embarrassed by a team, not that there's a long way to go, but there's potential the Red Wings to put up a big number if they keep going the way they are going. And that would be a sorry sign heading into a 3-game series versus a team that doesn't even have one of their best players in the lineup.
Yeah, it's not how you want to end a season. You want to end on a high note, and this is not a great start for the Tigers.
Best looking for more. He's got 2 goals already tonight. He was held pointless for the first time in 13 games, and he's looking for goal number 3 right now. Flicks it across the face of the slot, and it goes right towards Joey McDougall, who banked it off the board. Stapleton giving chase, but the rest of the Tigers will just go for a line change. Wise around the boards for Villani. Villani checked down from behind. Full takes away the puck, looking for someone in the slot. Sarcic has it bank off his stick, and it goes all the way down to the neutral zone. Red Wings looked like they could have chased after that puck, but they elect for the line change instead. Full evades one, enters the zone. He's got 3 Red Wings in front of him, including the goalie, and he fires one just in cross of the face of Curtis Villani and into the near corner. Full bumped off the puck. Wise working his way up the ice. Long stretch pass ahead to Pellerin. Pellerin tries to get around O'Hanley. O'Hanley sends him tumbling. Pellerin begging for a call. And Zach Boyle almost gives it away to Dave Gal. It's finally played up off of BT's glove, or off of Sarcic's glove rather, and out of play.
O'Hanley got a bit lucky there. Pellerin had it through his legs, and he got lucky to play the body, but if he missed him, he would have been danced through.
Yeah, he definitely had to stay strong on that man, because when you got a guy coming in forwards on you, not many guys are going to be as fast going backwards as these guys in the league are going forward. So you need to be effective on boxing him out and not letting him get through.
Wallace in the corner. Chucks one in front of the net. Tigers try to bank this free, and it goes all the way back towards the red line for young Chris Campbell. 5 minutes to go in the first period. Best has scored twice. Dave Gal has scored the other time. The big gun's getting it done right now, and Gal tries to dangle around Zach Boyle, but he gives it right back away to Wallace. He sends one in on net, and Glenn Forbes-White, who's just fighting it a little bit, kicks this into the corner. Gals first there on the rebound. Tries to chip it back to Newbound. It goes all the way behind him and into their own zone once again. Campbell steers it ahead. Pellerin chips it in. And the Red Wings will go for a full change. Boyle up the ice. Full. Walks out wide. He gets hit hard as he was trying to walk around Bill Newbound. Newbound's been giving him no space all night long. Red Wings try to chip it out. Best plays it forward. Red Wing just a little offside, so they had to recoil just a little bit as McNair heads up ice. No space for the Red Wings tonight as it's kicked high and out of play by Curtis Volani.
That's a really good stick save too, just to control that. He's been great with rebounds today, and he has been all season, which is really good to see.
Yeah, I find Curtis personally, he comes out of his net and he looks really big. Whenever you're trying to shoot high, it looks like his shoulders are just like mountains.
Long shot from the point from McNair, and he gets down and makes the pad save once again. McDougall in the corner. Steers it in front of the net, and it goes off BT's stick. And Tate centers it up for Mitch Villani. Villani dumped down hard from Joey McDougall on the back check, and he gets the puck himself and plays it out towards the neutral zone. Taylor chips it off the boards. Back towards Glenn Full. Full to Taylor. Back to Glenn Full. Full. Deeks through one, Deeks through two, chips it forward, and the puck just bounces all the way out, and Benny Gebert has to play it behind the net, and the Tigers have to clear the zone. Red Wings will chip it out into neutral territory. It goes off the referee. Wallace takes a tumble, and it's a turnover and a very dangerous possession, but a lot of fumbling of the puck on both ends right now. Wallace takes possession down the right wing, chips it into the slot. Glenn Full shovels this all the way back towards the neutral zone, and with less than 3 minutes to play, Newbound steers it ahead. Not much cohesion right now with the Tigers.
No, which is one of the risks of changing your lines, but you do want to, as we've got a Red Wings penalty coming up here, you do want to see a bit of change just because you know you've got the option if you go into finals and guys are ready to play on different lines.
Not only that, but now with the power play, late in the first, this is a really good chance for them to switch it up a bit and get their heads back in the game.
Unless someone gets a... No, it looks like he's going to let it slip, but...
it's only Tyler. He's not going to do anything.
No, I think the ref won't be too hard on it there after the whistle. But, no, look, you see here just a little trip after the play. It's not always good to get penalties in the offensive zone. They're usually pretty hard to justify, but at 3-0, I think the Red Wings just got to make sure they kill this one off. And it's almost hard, I don't know if you'll agree, Nat, when you go into a period break on the power play and having to come back and try and set up late, like you're late in your power play at the start of another period is sometimes a bit hard too.
It really resets everything. You don't like it because, you know, you're focusing on what you're doing and then you have to sit down on the bench for 2 minutes and get back out there. It's not fun.
Kubik wins the draw, but the Tigers can't get possession, and this is sent all the way down in behind the goal, and Glenn Forbes-White will collect. A minute to go. They will have the stop time in the last minute, which will be an advantage if there is a stoppage in play for the Tigers. But boy, do they need a goal at the end of this period. McDougall around the boards. Gebert there to greet the puck. Pinches it down low to McDougall. Back to Gebert. Left point for Full. Full winds, fires. That goes off a skate and into the corner. Kubik collects it again. Kubik holding it wide and letting the other Tigers set up. Boyle at the point. Fakes. Shifts it over towards the left side. Chipped in front of the goal. Battling in front. Can somebody get a stick on it? Villani, I think, held onto it. He did. He's showing everybody that he's made it right there. So we'll get a stoppage in play with 34 seconds to go.
That was a good save from Villani just to see that through traffic. They're never fun when they start bouncing around, but you need a goalie that's switched on and tracks the puck all the time like you see Villani doing.
Draw will come to the right of the veteran goaltender. Kubik wins the draw again. McDougall dishes it back, left point. Zach Boyle to Gebert. Gebert across to McDougall. The five probably biggest stars on the Tigers all on the ice together right now. They can sense they need a goal. Kubik, nice pass across the crease to Ryan Full. Working out wide from a tough angle. Full collapses in, center point. Gebert through traffic, rebound in front. Full chips away at it, and it goes right towards Curtis Villani. He didn't quite get all of it.
They're getting shots on him here, but that start of the face-off win and the Zach across to Benny was a perfect play, but then he went and shot it full cross ice in the power play. Like, they had a lot more time. They got to use the puck a lot more and move around more. They're trying to go across the ice way too much.
and he just shoveled that all the way back to his own end. And with 5 seconds to go, Boyle's got to be careful here that he doesn't give up a chance towards Pellerin, and Pellerin bounces off of him, centering play in the slot, and the pest almost creates something once again in a first period. That was all Red Wings, 2 goals from Steve Best.
Yeah, it was a great way for them to settle into the game and set the tempo, and you're seeing just the mood of the Tigers and the vibes that they came into this game with a lot of buzz and a lot of confidence, and it goes really quickly. They're a team that doesn't come back from behind very often, but they're going to need to here.
The Red Wings have a 3-0 lead. The Tigers will look to reset, and so will we. You're watching Premier League Ice Hockey on NITV. Back inside the ice arena in beautiful Ghana land. We showed this at the top of the broadcast. It was the Tigers' key to victories, and
yeah, well, like, we were talking about what they got to do to win, and they're doing exactly the opposite. They're almost like maximizing their turnovers. They're committing way too hard in the middle of the ice, and it seems like the Red Wings are just taking the neutral zone, and they're making quick ups every time, and it's just working. They're getting down in, and they're just taking control of the puck.
Yeah, the Red Wings are doing exactly what they've had to. They've controlled the tempo. They've shut down their top guys, and you know, it's tough when you do change the lines. You're going to get a bit of backlash from it, but at this point, it's something that they just need to start getting a little bit more control of. They've got a lot of ex-AIHL players. I'd say probably the most in the league. Some guys that have played overseas, interstate. There's a lot of experience in this lineup. The Tigers have a lot of leadership. They've got a lot of guys that know what they're doing and know what you'd have to think that they've got something else planned for the rest of this game.
Well, there's 43 seconds left on the Agile Group power play. It's the Tigers and the Red Wings. A commanding lead right now for the Red Wings, but one shot through for the Tigers can get them right back in the hockey game. They've got their 5 big guns on to start the period. Let's see what they can do. They've got possession, and it's Kubik going up ice. Enters the zone. McDougall heading towards the net, and Kubik will just stop and try to set it up. Boyle tries to get around Pellerin. He pinches in. Boyle works his way down low, tries to bat down the puck, and it goes in behind and off the net. And that will run some serious time left on the power play.
That is exactly what Jeremy was saying before. They reset for a period, and they're back out, and it seems like their last 45 seconds of their power play are just burned.
Yeah, well, we were talking a lot about during the week, Eric, about Zach on the power play and how he likes to shoot short side, and you saw it again. You'd probably like to see him go far side and shoot for that rebound on that power play. He's their go-to man, but a lot of the time, you know, there's guys in front that could be burying some of those.
Fall gets a shot on net. McDougall on the rebound. Villani tries to steer his way down in front of it. He flopped on the puck, but he just missed it. And it goes back into the corner, and I think this goes out for offside.
Looks like Joey's getting the penalty too.
That's a very bad call. That was him finishing the hit, and he called interference on a nothing hit.
Let's see the replay on this. On the Joey McDougall hit. We're going to get it in a second for you, producer Brandon telling me. But, yeah, I'd love to see you guys walk me through what was the call or not the call.
Yeah, I don't know if you put it down to frustration as well, because he finished the check, and then I don't know if it was the push after. You might be able to see it where he kind of just kept going a little bit. just to let Chris Campbell know he was there, but we'll get that in the next whistle.
But it wasn't vicious. He wasn't throwing him on the ice. It was just like I think just a finish of a hit. So
a turnover right away, and it was just shot right on goal. And now it's Glenn Full getting into Dave Gow. Some frustration starting to boil over.
I think we talked about at the start that there wasn't going to be too much emotion in this one, but it seems like everyone cares a lot.
Yeah, here we go. I think it's that little push that they kind of gave it to him for.
That is
a bit of a nothing call.
At 3-0, you get away with it a little bit more, but at the same time, I think the refs are just trying to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand from the team that's losing. It's very easy to see him get frustrated and start being dirty as well.
I think sometimes that does the opposite, though.
Wise at the left point. Plays it off towards the left side for Dave Gow. Back to Wise. Down to Steve Best. He's got 2 already. Wise once again. Over towards Nick Powell. Left side. Gow. Cross crease, and Wise was there to try to bank it in, but he just missed the puck. Best behind the goal. Works out wide again. Best to Villani. Villani down low. Dave Gow has it bank off the boards. Wise pinching down low. Has Glenn Full swiping his stick in front of him. Chipped out Villani, former Team Australia player Villani. Fires through traffic. It was tipped by Gow, and it just went, I think, off Glenn Forbes. Whiting into the corner. Best swivels himself away, creates separation. Down low for Wise. Centering play in traffic, just bounced over Villani's stick. Good agile group power play so far for the Red Wings. Complete possession. They've done everything but score. Here's an opportunity. Glenn Forbes White gets across and makes his best save of the game on Dave Gow.
You can tell they're the best power play in the league. Hey, they really controlled that one. They just had the puck the entire time. They were moving up and down from side to side. They were getting angles, different shots, and it almost ended in a goal. So
that's a great save from Forbes White. Full commitment to that slide across. He knew the shot was coming straight away. Done a really good job of just closing up every single gap that it could have gone through. But very good point to Nathaniel. And I think it's just we're not seeing as much of those cross-ice passes. That was the difference between the Tigers and the Red Wings power plays so far.
That took a funny bounce off the boards, and it prevented the puck from clearing the zone, but the power play is over. Team's back towards full strength. Dylan Wallace working against Zach Boyle. Jeff Pellerin comes to join the party, and Tyler Boyle lays his body as they skirmish for it. It's 3 Red Wings versus 2 Tigers in the corner, and the puck kind of sitting flat in between skates.
The Boyle brothers going for some hitting practice.
Plays it in front of the slot, and it's intercepted by Jan Kubik, who steams forward up the ice, stays on side. Nifty pass across, and Ryan Full just missed it.
Foley didn't even have a stick on the ice.
Full over towards Kubik. Kubik having Newbound all over him. Kubik creates some separation again, puts it across, was looking for Ryan Full. Boyle standing in front of the net. A bit more desperation from the Tigers right now. Tyler Boyle chips it down low. His brother Zach pinching down from the point, banks off the boards. Pellerin should be able to clear, and it goes into the neutral zone. And Ryan Full is there first, and he slaps it back in, but it was right to the legs of a Tiger player. Kubik evades a defender. Out wide, cuts towards the ice, drops it off for Full, fires a shot. It goes off of Newbound's skate. He's still chasing Jake Riley, trying to hunt him down on that goal-scoring list on the final game of the season. Possession for Nick Powell. Steve Best with 2 goals already goes to work. He creates a turnover with his presence. Powell trying to hold on to the puck, throws it towards the slot. It's turned over, and the Tigers turn it right back towards the Red Wings. Villani walks in, fires a shot, big rebound, scores! Nick Powell makes it a 4-0 game off a neutral zone turnover from the Tigers, and this lead just got bigger.
That is exactly what we just talked about in the intermission. That's a turnover in the middle of the ice. They had a good offensive chance, and the exact same thing on every goal.
What I really like about that goal is Villani took a shot far side off the blocker of Forbes White. That's a prime rebound. Very good job from Nick Powell to get that through a handler. You'd probably like to see him tie up the stick a little bit more, but because it's the second period and this line likes to get dirty, they like to keep the puck in the zone a lot. This is the perfect period for this Red Wings line to just keep putting damage on the Tigers.
Some players piling up some stats as well. Jeremy, maybe you can go and grab the box score with the stats of what guys like Steve Best are sitting at. I think he's got maybe 2 goals and an assist in this game so far. Either way, he's having another big year entering the game. He had 33 points in 19 games. Steve Best has carried the load. He's played every game for the Red Wings this year.
Yeah, and Steve is a game changer. The game that the Red Wings beat us, I think Steve was all over us the whole game.
2-on-1 for the Tigers. McDougall tries to go high on Villani and goes all the way around. Well, ice hockey in Adelaide, the Ice Arena announced the National Super Hockey League, where GMs get to choose 2 marquee players. You would go to figure that Steve Best would probably be selected by one of the general managers. McDougall chips it forward. Stapleton trying to grab the puck as Villani was tangled up and he was down on the ice. Pellerin banging down low. McDougall plays this in behind the net.
Looks like we got some Showtime McDougall here.
Joey trying to take it on himself. Steve Best with just a couple goals tonight, but Mitch Villani with 3 assists. How about that? As Gal holds on to that. Do we have a call here?
I think the net's off.
Net's off. But how's that? 3 assists from Mitch Villani, who's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. That brings him up to 10 goals, 7 assists, 17 points in 14 games. That's a big addition this year.
It has been. You just saw on your screen there was a little hit from Steve Best in the defensive zone, and that's the best thing about him is he is such a 200-foot player where he'll get in the corners in the O zone, but he'll do just the same in the D zone to help the D out. You know, he's a real prime leader, and that's why you say it's very likely he does get picked up as a marquee player because he is such a good player and such a good presence on the ice.
Scramble for it in the slot, and Ryan Full will take the puck and he'll work his way out wide. Full working against 3 Red Wings, but he still gets in behind the defense. Chips it off the boards. O'Hanley trying to hold the zone. He puts it in behind the net for Tyler Boyle. Campbell made him hear a little bit of footsteps, I think, as it's finally collected by Dylan Wallace. He goes up the ice, plays it right side. Off to Pellerin. Pellerin leads a man forward. Gal was trying to get a stick on it. Gal's already got a goal tonight. Cycles it in behind the goal. Kubik. Still time for the Tigers to make a run here, but it would be well above Curtis Villani's goals average this year. He's averaging 1.5 goals per game allowed. There's probably only been 2 or 3 times he's allowed more than even 3 goals this season, Curtis Villani, and the Tigers are chasing down 4. Newbound chips it off the boards. Powell tries to cut his way to the front of the net. And he goes into the corner and once again grabbed by Joey McDougall. Powell centering play to Steve Best. 2 on the night already, and he almost had 3. He rings it off the iron. My goodness.
More control by this line. They're just out here and they're just taking everything. The breakouts are perfect. The passes are on tape. Everything with this line is just going smoothly. Yeah,
it's really scary when you add in a guy like Tyler Lehman because he won't take these 3 spots. He'll be on that second line with Pellerin, with Gal, and that becomes a very deep lineup taken into finals. Like, that's 2 lines that can really punish a team. So it'll be really, really interesting to see how this dynamic changes as the playoffs come into play.
This just really sets the tone for this playoff series. It shows that the game could be 4-0. It could be a really tight one, or everyone's got to show up if they want to win.
We've reached the midway point. 2 goals from Steve Best, 1 from Dave Gal, 1 from Nick Powell. A 3-point night, all assists from Mitch Villani. It's been all Red Wings, and the ice feels a little tilted this direction, this period at least.
Yeah, well, in the first period, I'd say.
And the only benefit the Tigers have right now is if they can close out the period, they've got an ice cut, and then they can try and do something different. You know, the ice cut does break the momentum a little bit. They kind of have to reset, but that's all they've got banking for them. And right now, you'd be surprised if they can close out the period without another one against them if they keep going.
Gebert, point blank, scores! Right place, right time, and a much-needed goal for the Tigers.
Just as we talked about it, they get a lucky bounce, and it's just Villani versus the puck, and that's unlucky for him. I think he didn't expect it to go 5-hole there.
No, you really don't, and not a lot of guys are smart like Benny where they put it down low when they're so close, because the goalie, they kind of freeze. Like you see, Villani sets himself, but as a goalie, you can't commit to anything until the shot comes off.
He had so much time.
He did, and that's the worst bit is you're frozen there, and then that reaction time gets harder and harder to keep up. You know, if the shot came straight away, he could have dropped in his movement. It would have been fine. That's a really tough save to make and a very good goal from Benny Gebert.
So the Tigers show a little bit of life, but can they consolidate? Loose puck in front of the net. Red Wings trying to get back to a 4-goal lead. Glenn Forbes-White had to make a very big pad save without his stick to keep it a 3-goal game.
Yeah, not the greatest follow-up shift here. I think they really got to jump on it more. If they want to keep it rolling, they can't let the Tigers counterattack instantly after they score.
So 8:17 to go. Wouldn't you love a crazy comeback, though, in the final regular season broadcast game of the year?
I think we're all hoping for an overtime game.
Chip back to the point, and it's tipped forward by Jai Sarcic into the attacking zone. Bill Newbound tries to play it over towards Chris Campbell. Pass across. Oh, that was intercepted by Glenn Full. Otherwise, Steve Best would have been in on goal. Powell to Best, working out wide. Best fires a shot, and it's a skate save from Glenn Forbes-White. Cleared by the Tigers. Chasing after this is Jan Kubik. Kubik down low, drops it off. Oh, and a shot on goal from Sarcic, but it clanked off his stick and into the corner. Ryan Full working down low. Chris Campbell to Newbound. And he'll look up the ice, but he gives it away to Zach Boyle. Boyle in a danger area, fires a shot, glove save from Villani.
That's an incredible save. He came out and challenged it. Red Wings are starting to do what we said the Tigers can't do this game, which is make those turnovers in the D zone. Pucks have got to get out. A guy like Zach Boyle on the point, you really can't turn it over to him. And a lot of open space in the middle. You see Campbell back off. You see Bill Newbound's committed to the corner. That's a huge save from Villani because he had a lot of net to shoot at.
Yeah, and that was some speed out of nowhere. Zach just came off the blue line and just started getting his legs moving really quick.
Tate off the near boards. Jeff Pellerin, long pass ahead, and it goes into the corner, and it's all the way down for icing. So, yeah, what's the game plan here? I mean, this period's tied 1-1. A goal from Gebert, a goal from Powell. If the Tigers get another one, they win the period. Are you feeling like it's in your favor going into the locker room?
I mean, I don't know. It's still 4-2 game, so like you win a period, but you still have another period to play, and you pretty much reset if you're going by that strategy.
Yeah, and all of a sudden that ice cut becomes a bad thing for the Tigers, where it could have been a good thing if they were down 4-0.
Yeah.
Wise off the board. Wallace trying to hold the line, but it's Ben Gebert. A few players digging away right in front of the commentary booth. Wallace into the neutral zone. Zach Boyle, the Australian national team player, off to Benny Gebert, a long-time player for the Adrenaline. Both Zach Boyle and Ben Gebert. And here comes the captain, Andrew Stapleton, with some speed out wide. Stapleton behind the goal, centering play. Dangerous puck. Boyle trying to hold on to it, and it looks like the old gang is back together in Stapleton, Boyle, and McDougall. Those line changes didn't last too long.
Yeah, they want to shake it back, bring it to normal, because they're clearly struggling here. The chemistry wasn't working, so.
Which it is pretty scary going into finals when you've played the same guys the whole year. You know, obviously you want that chemistry, but there comes a point where if you need to change something, these guys have got nothing in the book or in the bag now because they tried it and it just didn't work. So it'll be interesting to see how O'Hanley, if they need to shake something up, puts it together.
That said, this formula has won 11 and 12. There's a shot on net, rebound through traffic. Powell trying to get his stick down, and the Tigers should be able to clear it away. Yeah, the Tigers have won 11 of their last 12 games, including a streak of 10 in a row that was broken by the Jokers just a couple of weeks ago. So it's his formula that has been wreaking havoc on the rest of the competition. Under 5 to go in the second period. It's a 3-goal lead for the Tigers on NITV. Here's Ryan Full looking to tie the goal scorer leader. Jake Riley powers towards the net, looking for Taylor, but Steve Best back there to back check. Banks it off the boards, and it could be a 2-on-1 developing, but Powell can't quite handle the pass, and it's back in the neutral zone. Steve Best settles it down. Campbell, Newbound. Powell, the Italian-Australian, does Steve Best out wide, fires a shot on goal again. He's got 5 or 6 shots on net tonight, Steve Best. Centering play again, and it was tipped away from Glenn Full. And it was good news for him as Dylan Wallace was bearing down on the defense. McNair shoving his way in the corner. A big tussle in the corner. Taylor whiffs at it once, goes back towards the point. Campbell winds, fires, shot along the ground, and it goes all the way back towards the red line, and Newbound recoils and flicks it into the attacking zone. Full to Full. And Ryan Full will play it behind the goal. where Chris Campbell will go and give chase.
The Tigers here are playing noticeably smarter. They've been tightening up their neutral zone, and they're not letting so many passes get through.
McDougal dangles through one, fires a shot on Villani. It was something out of nothing for McDougal, and a nice save from the veteran keeper.
It was, and this is where he becomes a big part of this game. Now that the Tigers are setting up the tempo, they're starting to control the game a little bit more, which you do see a lot from the Red Wings. They come out firing, but when it gets late in the game, they start to drop off, and this is where the Tigers need to really make sure they start controlling the puck, controlling the tempo, and running them into the ground.
You really nail the nicknames. Hey, Eric?
Trying to. Gal. Morris O'Hanley disrupts play, and he plays it over towards the right side. Stapleton trying to cause problems for Wise, and it is Wallace. Throws it in towards the goalie. Picked up again by the Red Wings. Back towards the right point. Shot on net from Tate. Scores! The Red Wings reestablish a 4-goal lead. This one coming from an unlikely place. Tom Tate has himself a goal.
That starts in the corner. Morris O'Hanley has to get that puck out of the zone. He gets pickpocketed, and it goes up to the point and across, and it's just an easy goal here. Morris has really got to be way strong on the puck there.
And that's a lot of open ice to be giving any sort of player. You know, Tate gets a good shot off. The one thing about the open ice is Forbes White would have seen that all day. It looked a little bit bouncy and a little bit wonky, so they're not always the easiest to have. But that's definitely not one that the Tigers will be happy with, because that kills the tempo very quickly.
O'Hanley left side. It is a big lead for the Red Wings. A statement maybe heading into finals. McDougal cuts his way to the front of the net, still on the puck. McDougal was looking for Boyle, who was planted in front of the net, but it goes off the back of the net and all the way down. And icing?
Well, as we stand, I might confirm it, but this looks to be the game that the Tigers have conceded the most amount of goals all season. There's very few teams that have managed to get a lot of goals against the Tigers, and this will be a big one, because this is just the second period. You know, the Red Wings get to refresh and come out even bigger, but yeah, it doesn't look like any team's managed to put more than 4 past the Tigers, so this is huge for the Red Wings going into finals.
And we talked about winning the period for just this game, and now the Tigers are losing this period too, so they really got to pick something up if they want to actually have a chance in this game. I don't think they want to go into their series with a 5-1 or 6-1 loss.
Is that legit? No more than 4 goals allowed all year?
No.
Yeah, we only scored 4, right, Jeremy?
And how many times has Kurt Villani allowed more than 3 goals? I know he allowed
5 against us,
5
maybe.
or 6 in one of the games, but I think that was his one blemish on what has been an absolutely spectacular season. Both Jeremy Friedrich and Curtis Villani, I think, have a 1.5 goals against average, and both have had a game where they've allowed 6 goals.
Jeremy who?
I have no idea what you're talking about there. No, that's just because my defense is elite, and I think Villani's actually had to do a lot more than I have.
Shot in front, and Powell kicks that one aside. Well, if the Tigers were going to have a rough game, this would be the game to have one, and not on Saturday. That is going to be a great series. These teams are very close, but you wouldn't know it from looking at the scoreboard in today's game. Can the Tigers get one last pushback before the period ends? Kubik cuts towards the front of the net. He was trying to lead Ryan full on, but here's a turnover from the wings. The Tigers trying to settle it down. Kubik swiped at it. Now it's a foot race for it between Boyle and Best. And Best, or Boyle rather, wins that one easily. McDougal off the boards, around a man. Here's Showtime, fires one on net. He had a rebound for him across the face of the crease, and another dangerous puck was bouncing behind. McDougal trying to take this game on. He gets chucked down by Steve Best. 10 seconds to go in the period. Best plays it off the boards, collected by Villani. He tries to cut towards the front of the net. McDougal with 3 seconds to go, and that is going to do it. The Red Wings expand on their lead. It's a goal from Tate, a goal from Powell. Gebert does get one for the Tigers, but again, it's the Red Wings.
Yeah, they've been all over it, and so Villani's let in more than 3 goals once all season.
And that was versus the Jokers.
It was versus the Jokers. So the Tigers have got a huge mountain to climb going into the third here.
And now they've got to score 4 in a period, and he's allowed less than 3 goals all season. Look, we're going to head it down ringside. We've got our super reporter, Dave Muggleton, with the one, the only. I think who's got Steve Best down there, or is it Bill Newbound?
No, Steve Best ran away from me, so we've got second best Bill Newbound. Okay, Bill, a win here doesn't change the ladder. It doesn't matter. But a win here probably does matter a little bit in the psychology game heading into finals.
Yeah, definitely sets the tone. We want to come out strong and show what we're going to be able to bring to a semi-final game. get in their heads a little bit, but also not buying to the shit as well.
So coming into the final period 5-1 is probably not really what anyone was expecting here. What's changed out there?
We were expecting it.
Oh, you were? Fair enough.
What about
We
shutting
feel
down
like we're a
Ryan
pretty
Ford?
solid team, and we dropped some games to them early on in the season, but we haven't had a full squad since I think about June, so we've got a lot still to bring.
So the Tigers have been in red hot form coming into the tail end of the season. I think it's 11 of their last 10 games. How important is it that they come into the finals with a big fat L on their names?
Well, they got one the week before against the Jokers as well, so 2 fat L's sounds better than 1.
Nice. Well, best of luck in the final period.
Cheers. Thank you.
Bill Newbound. He's a classic.
I love it.
Fat L's are better than 1. That's the message that Newbound is trying to send. But I like that. He says they're not surprised that they're playing this way at all. That's probably the confidence you want from the team.
Yeah. Well, you wanna know how good you are, and they clearly do know how good they are. So they're really controlling the tempo here.
We'll leave you at that. The Zamboni coming on to clear the ice. We will be back shortly with an interview with Justin Brinkies, JB, the guy running the rink. The big news, boys, the Super Hockey League, the National Super Hockey League was announced earlier in the day. We're going to find out a little bit more from JB after this. It's the Redwings 5, the Tigers 1. Intermission show, and we've got JB, the man that has been leading the change. You keep saying change is coming at the rink.
It's here. It's
finally here, JB.
It's almost done.
It was pretty big announcement today that was dropped, and a whole new Facebook page presence for the National Super Hockey League. I mean, not a surprise to us. We've been scheming in the background, but tell us about what's going to be happening, JB.
Oh, essentially, we're starting. It's actually the NHSL. I keep getting it wrong as well. National Hockey Super League.
That's my bad.
He came up with the name too. We're basically going to try something different here. For years, we've been playing hockey a certain way. We've been going in a state. We've been running this. We need to take the next step and take the next level. And what we've basically done is we've just drawn a line in the sand saying, hey, we're going to go this way and we're going to build it. And they'll come. And so far, with my phone and my watch going crazy, they're coming. So, yeah, just change the game, I suppose.
Yeah, and the rules itself, we're looking at NHL-style rules, so that means that there's a couple other elements at play in that game that you might not see in another caliber of competition.
Yeah, we've noticed like over the last 12 months that we've been really featuring hockey here, that certain things are working and people are loving this. So we're going to emphasize around those rules a little bit and just try our hardest to, get the fans behind us, because the fans are the ultimate driver of what we do. We go out there, we love playing the game, but it's also good having a roar of a crowd behind you to do it. I've never been that good to have that, just saying. But still, so we're going to give it a try and, see how we go.
Now, it's going to be played in the summer, starting as soon as November, over a few months season. So it's not competing in scheduling-wise with the AIHL and other things. It's not replacing that. It's not even replacing what you're seeing tonight. It's a summer entertainment competition.
100%. We're not here to replace hockey. We're here to give more hockey. And the more hockey that these guys can get, the better it is for absolutely everybody, especially them. We don't want to replace a single sport one bit at all. Maybe football, because I don't like football, but we'll talk about that later.
So 3 teams. That means that we're going to have 3 general managers who will put together the teams, and those GMs are tasked first with finding a coach and 2 marquee players on each of the teams to build around. We'll get to the draft in a second. JB, if you were a general manager, who are a couple players that you'd be looking at to try to build your team around? Because this is the question that's going to be on everyone's mind right now.
Well, I'm also the Blackhawks A-grade coach, so I'm pretty happy with my team, and I can't say anything about other players. So I'm definitely going to say Neats, yeah, you're on my team, and Jared, yeah, you come with me too.
So that is the challenge. It's going to be interesting. We got to find 3 general managers now. We have the general managers, but you want to maybe allude to a couple hints of who maybe a couple could be?
I would keep watching the games tonight, because literally one general manager is on the ice, and he's getting a little bit feisty with one of his marquee players that's about to sign up and be his number 1 pick of the draft. So, yeah.
A lot of talent out there. JB, you've been watching obviously on the streams, and thanks for helping get everything set up. Have there been some games or highlights of this season that you've seen like, oh man, we got to emphasize this more in hockey?
Yeah, I have to pick on Jai and Zoli in their fight in the corner in the probably first half of the season. We got 800,000 views, not just in Australia, but Europe and all of that sort of stuff. And it really opened our eyes that there isn't a rough sport like anymore in Australia. Yes, you got rugby. I'm a huge rugby fan. I love going out there. But we're going to really show everybody what hockey can do. And, we're going to emphasize those rules, and we're going to emphasize the hits and a little bit of the fighting and all that sort of stuff, and really show the entertainment side of it.
Might seem like a dumb question for you, but you've done a lot around the rink, even with this league now. I guess the simple question is, why?
I don't know. Gets me out of the house. Sorry. No, look, it's for so long. If I didn't have it, I come back. It's hard to explain, but really short. If I didn't have hockey, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I have many mentors around me in business who are the exact same. One of them's at home now and texting me. I saw it on my watch. So hockey, for me, has got me to where I am today. And it's time that I give something back. And that's the mentality everybody who's got something from hockey needs to have. Rather than take, it's about time some of us give.
Well, the Pro League is going to be very exciting this summer. How can people find out more information about it, and how can players, I guess, nominate themselves for the draft? Because if you're a player watching this and you want to play, it is a draft format. We didn't touch on this before. Players are going to get a chance to nominate themselves, and then the 3 GMs get to pick their team in just schoolyard draft, pick'em style snake draft.
Yeah, so the simplest way is go to Facebook, NHSL on Facebook, follow the teams, follow the GMs. There'll be a lot of announcements there. I believe the registration link's live there as well. It'll take you off the esports where you can register, and yeah.
So what are you expecting? We'll leave it as just a simple line. What are you expecting from this summer competition this year?
A lot of sleepless nights. On day 1, when we announced 4 hours ago, I already have 2 teams from Melbourne and a team from Western Australia wanting to join in.
Yes.
So I'm preparing.
Expecting big things is what it is.
I go big or go home, baby. There's no point fucking around.
Well, JB, on his own broadcast, thank you very much for joining us. We're looking forward to the competition. Make sure you follow it. We'll have it in the links in this bio of whatever video this is going on right now. Make sure you register if you're a player and follow along. It's going to be a hell of a summer.
Bloody oath it will, yeah.
We'll catch you soon for the last period. Back at the ice arena on beautiful Ghana land. We apologize for the delay here. Some Zamboni issues. It's an old facility. It's one that's been pretty good. There's been a lot of changes, but one of the reasons why we're looking forward to a new facility that probably this guy is going to end up building, because he's done a lot of other changes around the rink with the place he has. How good, though, would another facility, how good would a new ice rink be?
Oh, well, just for the fact that if we get a new ice surface over there, even that would be incredible just for ice time, and it would give us a lot more time to practice. Everyone would be on the ice a lot more. I would definitely myself would be on the ice every day if I could.
And it's even the old wear and tear of stuff like this, though, and I know JB and the team's done a lot of changes here. That's why we want another rink, a whole new building for it. We'll see if it can happen. But it's Eric, Jeremy, and Nat in here. Here's a look at the game recap so far. It was an early 1-0 lead. Dave Gal led in one to make it 2-0. It was kind of a tough angle, some crowding in front of the net, but it really has been all Red Wings. Take a look at the celebration. You pointed this out.
Yeah, so Steve and I talked about how Ryan does that little flick with the hands after he scores, and I think Steve's doing a bit of an homage to that because he's already picked up 2 tonight and he's just feeling himself.
It was a 4-0 game. The Tigers did push back a little bit. Ben Gebert added one to make it a 4-1 game, but really the story's been turnovers that the Red Wings have capitalized.
Turnover after turnover. They just have not been the neutral zone for the Red Wings. They've just been walking all over the Tigers. They've been making perfect passes on tape, and they've just been rushing up the ice and taking shots.
So there is your game recap. It is a 5-1 game. The Tigers and the Red Wings. Tigers are going to finish the season in 2nd place. Red Wings in 3rd place. They are going to be starting a hotly contested playoff series on Saturday. There's 20 minutes to go. The Tigers looking to have a bit of a pushback, down 5-1 heading into that playoff series, and we are underway on NITV. Steve Best with 2 goals, and Tate, Powell, Gal with the other goals for the Red Wings, and a goal for Benny Gebert. Ryan Full, he's still 1 goal behind Jake Riley for the goal-scoring title, and this is the last game of the season before playoffs, so Ryan Full has 20 minutes to try to tie him, and Curtis Villani is a tough customer in net for the Red Wings. Here's Steve Best up the wing. He dangles around Glenn Full, fires it in front of the net. Zach Boyle tips this aside as Glenn Forbes-White tumbled into the net and knocked it off its bearings.
A couple of interesting things just as that period started. Best was off the ice just to start, so they had they had Villani, Powell, and Tate playing forward for a little bit, and then the Tigers have gone back to their normal lines as well. So just a couple changes just as you come out of the period break, trying to get something going for the last 20 minutes of the season.
Draw 1 by the Tigers. Ben Gebert collects. They are going to need an early goal. It's almost a goal every 4 or 5 minutes to really get themselves back in this game, and they certainly can't concede anything else. But here they go down the wing. Tyler Boyle working out wide. Boyle fires a shot in on net. McDougall crashes in front of Villani, and Villani manages to hold on.
That's his line back together. Boyle and McDougall used their speed to get up the ice real quick. It's a nice reception by Boyle on the far side wing. And then we got Joey going to the net.
It was a good shot. You'd like to see him go far side pad like Villani did earlier in the game to get that goal, because there was no rebound. And I mean, Curtis Villani won't give that up very often.
That one goes for icing. Jeff Pellerin not too happy with it. You said that stat at the end of the last period, Jeremy. Only once Curtis Villani has allowed more than 3 goals in a game, and only never have the Tigers allowed more than 4. So it's a rare sight already, and we're going to need an even more extreme
one. Never till now, hey?
Never till now. And so we'll see if the Tigers can mount a massive comeback. Interesting, we talked to Eric Lean, who's on the bench with the Tigers tonight. He's one of the coaches in the Tigers organization. He said, you do this, you either win as a team or you lose as a team. What do you think he meant by that?
Well, it's just important that, you're going into finals within less than a week's time. You can't be getting on top of each other, and you don't stand a chance of coming back into the game when you're getting frustrated at each other and ripping into each other. So they've got to just buy into it together and make sure that they know that they're a team.
Stapleton fires one blocker side on Villani. Knocked down by Stapleton once again. Stapleton trying to show a little bit of fight still is Joey McDougall. You know that he'll work hard on that. He gets it towards Boyle in the slot. It bounced over his stick, and the Red Wings are away. Here comes Dave Gal in all alone. Gal walks in, and it was a nice defensive play from Greg McNair to knock him behind the goal. 2 Red Wings collide, and we have a late call on the play. I think it's a high sticking call.
Oh, yeah. McDougal was gone the other way too if that wasn't called. He had some speed going.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, just in the head there a little bit. You know, Gal did a really good job of beating him. It was a great zone entry and a counterattack from the Red Wings, which the Tigers have been vulnerable to recently. And then McNair just kind of got lost in behind Gal, trying to get his stick over just to make a play, but hit him in the head.
And now back on the power play. The Red Wings had a really nice control earlier in the game. Let's see if they can keep that going. First power play in the league, I believe.
They are 0 for 1 on the day, but you are right. They are at 28.1%, 2% higher than the Jokers. If the Wings get a couple more opportunities and they can't score, the Jokers might be able to pip them for that best power play. It is pretty tight, but right now the best Agile Group power play belongs to the team with the puck. Gal. Wise. To Best. Back down low to Villani. Villani has this taken away. Kubik trying to work his way forward. Kubik powers his way up the ice. He stops, plays it off towards the left side. It's intercepted, and it is a breakaway for Mitch Villani. Villani tries to go 5-hole rebound, pops free, poke checked away. Glenn Forbes-White makes a big save, and now it is the Tigers trying to clear, but they turn it over again. Gal, slap shot, in tight, poke check, Glenn Forbes-White. Mad scramble ensuing, and somehow the Tigers protect. Battling in the corner, less than a minute to go in the Agile Group power play. Dave Gow working against Zach Boyle. Gow around his man, tied up in the corner once again. And the puck taken away, and I think the Tigers are going back to the penalty box. Zach Boyle not liking this much at all.
Yeah, no. Foley really could. It's a PK, and he tried to go right up the middle for a breakout pass, and he really should have made a better decision there. But now they're down another man on the PK, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and just a bit of hot words for the refs too, which you don't really like to see. They're just getting frustrated. It's a 5-1 game. You're not happy. You can see Lena here. We're just seeing it in the corner, giving Glenn some tips. You know, he's an experienced goalie, and Glenn will eat that up. You know, he's obviously so experienced, but Lena can see the game really well too. And
so,
you're going to need Glenn to step up.
First off, though, Glenn Foll, it would have been a 5-on-3. He goes over to talk to the referees in runtime, and the clock keeps going away. I don't know if that was Glenn Foll going to actually argue the call, or is a little bit of a veteran move saying, hey.
I'd say he's arguing the call. I think it looks like McDougal's sort of keeping everyone calm. He's always in there making sure everyone's making the right decisions.
Joey McDougal running some wise words to us in the commentary booth, but it will be another Agile Group power play as Zach Boyle goes to the box. Some frustrations boiling over. You are right, boys. They can't do anything silly before the playoff series.
Yeah, you don't want a suspension before the Saturday. It was in 4 days.
Yeah, and the biggest one is any 10-minute penalty that happens in 3 minutes and 40 or less starts to become a suspension for the next game as well. So this is where you can't let the game get out of hand. You know, you got to count your losses at some point during this game and just let the frustrations go.
5-on-4 for another 2 minutes. They were 0 for 1 on the last one, although they had some time that was being killed. If they don't score here on the power play, they slip to just about 27% in the wings, so they're creeping closer to dead even with your boys, the Jokers. They enter the zone, though. Here's Villani. He's out wide. Back down low. Powell towards the far point. Wise banks it off the boards. Powell down low to Villani. Good tussle in front of the net with Peller and O'Hanley as well. Here's Villani. Best. Chips it out towards the right side. Wise along the near boards. Best working on the backhand. Plays it out towards the right point. Wise chips it back down low. Best down low. Good puck movement from the Red Wings, but no shots have materialized yet. A little backhanded nip at the side of the goal from Pellerin. O'Hanley gives him a shot as well, and Stapleton will clear the boards, and they've killed the first minute of the penalty. Lots of time, though, is eaten away. Villani drops it back. Here is Wallace entering the zone, and he has the puck taken away from Ryan Foll, and he'll put this all the way down. Villani will greet the puck once again. It's been all Red Wings in the game today. Heading into a crucial playoff matchup. Best Fires a shot on goal. Fighting it was Glenn Forbes-White. Tigers trying to get possession, trying to clear the zone. They can't leave it. Rivers knocks it down, plays it to the other side, intercepted by Gebert, and Gebert will send it towards Ryan Full and Jan Kubik. Kubik out wide, Full going to the net. Kubik stops and the puck just bounced on him a little bit. That kind of sums up the night for the Tigers.
It does. Very rare for Kubik to turn it over like that, but that was a big turnover from Rivers there on the power play. You would have liked him to see him take a shot. He had a lot of time.
Best was looking for the hat trick coming in. Rivers banks it off the backboards. Gow working down low. McNair hits him up high. Pellerin battling down low. Taylor on the puck for the Tigers. McNair banks it off the backboards. Gow once again working himself away. Full chips it out towards the center line, and Newbound plays it onto the right towards Steve Best. Best to Full. Chasing down there is Taylor. Bill Newbound trying to hold the puck. Pellerin tries to dance around one. Ryan Full gets down. Pellerin walks in, fires a shot, and it goes wide. Chipped off the boards. Taylor, long side, looking towards Ryan Full. It's just a little bit too far for him. Newbound plays it around. And here comes Nick Powell. Has had a big return from injury. Dave Gow dangles around one. He's in tight. Gow, oh, and a last-second save from Glenn Forbes-White. He walked the entire Tigers team, but he couldn't beat the goalie. And Ryan Full will go the other direction. Leads a man ahead. Trying to chip this in was Joey McDougall. Now Full and McDougall getting some line time together. Zach Boyle shot in. That goes high. It goes out of play. 10 minutes to go.
What a sequence.
Yeah, there was
Up
no
and down
whistles.
the ice.
The no whistles there really helped both teams try and get some plays going. Really good move from Gal there, and he almost had it on Forbes Light if he'd lifted it. Good save, though.
Yeah, he played that perfectly. He had Zach looking at the puck, and he just went right through his legs. And the body, Zach didn't even look at the body, and he just walked around him.
Back down low. McDougall tried to fire a shot. He got tied up at the last second. Gebert shot from the point. That one goes off the backboards. Wrapped around the boards, and it's cleared. Here comes Steve Best. 2 goals on the night. He's got a wing with him. Best, backhanded pass towards the slot. McNair there to intercept. Best recoils. Powell centering. He was looking for Villani. And Glenn Forbes-White intercepted. Boyle chips it towards the center, but goes right to a Red Wing and Villani, and they'll reset possession. It's been Red Wing possession pretty much all game long, to be honest. They scored 3 in the first, Best twice, and Dave Gal the other. Then got some secondary scoring from Nick Powell and Tom Tate, and they've got a 5-1 lead. Ryan Full still 1 goal behind Jake Riley on the goal scoring list. They've been going neck and neck all season long, and it's come down to the final game. But I think the only thing that both those guys care about is the championship, and the Tigers have a series that starts on Saturday. Glenn Forbes-White can't quite play it. It's an awkward one off the boards, trying to go far side. Nick Powell couldn't quite hold on to it. Taylor going the other way. Drops it back towards Ryan Full. Full shot through the legs. Villani got down and made the save. Taylor chips it towards the slot. Red Wings chip it out in the area. And it's Zach Boyle that gathers the puck and puts it behind the net. Full.
I think this is more like it. We got a way tighter period. The Red Wings and the Tigers are. This is what the playoffs are like. I think we should all be really excited.
Morris O'Hanley fires a shot in on net, and Villani way out of his net makes the save.
Yeah, good tempo, and I think this is where the Red Wings are happy just to skate it out a little bit. That's an awkward one. Forbes White probably could have committed. Very awkward shot, but lucky it went over. The one really good thing for me so far tonight is that Steve's not looking for that hat trick. He's still trying to use his teammates, and that's what you want in a leader. That's what you want in a team player is, you know, he's come in and he's had good chances to get that 3rd goal, but he's tried to feed some nice passes across to guys that haven't scored as much, which is always good to see.
And I think we've got a late call again. It's a tripping call, so I think the Tigers are going to the power play. It was Stapleton that was down. So there's probably not enough time for them to make a comeback, but like you said, this has been a very entertaining period. Chris Campbell going to get the penalty.
Yeah, bit of an awkward one, but at this point in the game, I don't think they'll be too bothered. It's very unlikely the Tigers managed to put 4 past Villani in 6 minutes. Guy's been amazing all season, and he's going to end off the season really well too.
Draw 1 by the Tigers. Zach Boyle at the point, tries to bank it off the boards. Boyle can't hold the line. He's got to reset in the neutral zone, and he'll get it to Benny Gebert. The Tigers 5 back on the ice. McDougall plays it forward. Tate banks it off the back. Here's Ryan Full back in his own end. Gebert. McDougall cross ice. Kubik slap shot. That's how he scored the winner just a few weeks ago. But that one couldn't find its way by, and I think there's another penalty coming to the Red Wings. McDougall centering play, and the Tigers are going to get a 5-on-3 advantage for probably about a minute by the time the clock starts to run. Not too sure who's getting the gate on this one.
Might have to check the replay here. I didn't even see anything.
The one big one was also Wisey in front of the net. He managed to fend off McDougall from scoring a very easy tap in. So that was good to see that they're buying into it. But yeah, 5-on-3. You need the Tigers to capitalize here.
Yeah, it's hard to turn off Showtime.
5-on-3 with 2 defensemen for the Red Wings in the box. Campbell and Tate.
A big question for me is, this Tigers power play probably should be better than it has been. Is this where you see a guy like Stapleton get thrown out there? Because the 5, they conceded that shorthanded goal against us late in the game. They haven't really produced as much as you'd like to see from the top 5 players. What do you change?
Kubik gets a shot on net, and it's a good save from Villani. That'll eat some valuable clock again.
That play right there, we had a puck moving at the top, and we had Joey in the middle in the bumper spot, but we had no one in front of the net. We had 2 guys on the far right side. That's making no traffic. They're just useless on that far side if they're both there. Yeah, so they got to move someone in front of the net.
That cross-crease pass is just too overused, I think, in this power play, and they're trying to be too fancy with it.
1 man out of the box for the Red Wings. And they're getting an interception, and they'll clear it.
We got a cheer squad in our back.
I think they're cheering for the Red Wings here, from what I'm hearing at least.
Yeah, they're definitely all Steve Best fans.
I would be too.
Chips it down. Here's Benny Gebert. Joey McDougall banks it off once again. Jan Kubik cuts his way in, drops it off for Boyle. Boyle, a cross-ice pass. He was looking for Full. Full still fighting for that goal. Boyle, left side. Gebert pinching down low. Play into the slot. It bounces over Ryan Full's stick. And now it's going to be Dave Gow who will get there first for the Red Wings. Gow behind the goal. Wraps it around. Center in the slot. It was knocked away from Jan Kubik. And Benny Gebert will reset. Up the center of the ice to Kubik. Kubik to Ryan Full. Full gets Powell to bite. Drops it off for Boyle. Left side. Gebert back to Boyle. Penalty about to expire. So the Red Wings will successfully kill off the 5-on-3 and 2 straight penalties. And there's just 3.5 minutes to go before we say good night to the 2021 Premier League season. Boyle plays it down low. Kubik to McDougall. McDougall centering play, looking for somebody, some kind of traffic. McDougall throwing a big cross check down there. Now a big check behind the boards. This is where the players need to be really, really careful. Like you said, if there's a misconduct, it could be a suspension. Joey McDougall is absolutely furious. Adam Wise right in the middle of it with about 3 minutes to go in a game that's all but settled. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, wow, dude, this is just feeling like the last game we played. And Jeremy was talking about the 3-minute 40 mark. I wonder if something's going to happen here because Joey got him. That wasn't even Joey's fault, though. That's Bill hitting him in the back, and he's, landing on, who's that, Adam Wise.
Yeah, you see it a little bit. And this is, I guess, a little bit of karma for Wisey.
I think Wisey sort of deserved that. He got me in the back pretty good last time. So.
But no, this is where, and you know what? I think the Red Wings will lead this up. They're definitely not not a weak team, and they like guys like Newbound, likewise, they love a bit of a push and shove, and they're good for it.
What, did you hear a second intermission interview?
Yeah, well, he just sounds like a general manager. That's what I think. You know, I would give Bill Newbound. Obviously, there's no way he's getting it because he's just so immature, but I would give it to him. Like, I really think he'd be a great guy for it.
I'd give it to you, Jeremy, but like...
Well, we've played enough NHL franchise mode to be ready for it. You know, I think we've been prepping for this our whole lives, but I know Bill's a pretty prominent player on the franchise mode too, so he could be a really good guy.
So I think this is where the only penalty administered from this is for this after the whistle skirmish with 24 Mitch Villani. So the Red Wings are going to go to the power play once again. Jake Riley has 2 minutes and 24 seconds to wait to see if Ryan Full can score a goal.
Who won't even be out there on that power play, so here we go. Changing things up. It'll be really good to see if this second unit can get something going, because we haven't seen the second power play unit for the Tigers at all this season. Didn't even know they had one, to be honest.
Well, apparently they do. So let's check it out.
Stapleton gets tied up at the draw, and Dave Gow easily clears us into the neutral zone. A lot of sarcastic cheers coming from the gallery tonight, isn't there?
Might be a couple Jokers players there.
We won't drop any names, but, you know,
But yes.
Billy's is up there somewhere.
Back behind the net. Boyle getting banged around. Taylor working hard behind. A lot of forecheck happening here on the power play. Boyle has the puck taken away.
I think the contact's picking up a lot here.
Back towards Stapleton. Stapleton through traffic. That was tipped. It almost took a left turn at Albuquerque and into the back of the net. Newbound. Strong on the puck. Plays it around the boards. It's not going to clear, though, as O'Hanley keeps possession, throws it in front of the net, and now short-handed. Here come the Red Wings. Dave Gow in on White, and it's Forbes White makes another nice save. He's had to make a few of them this period, and a couple of them have been on Dave Gow.
He tried a different move that time. He went forehand last time, and this time he tried to pull it back, but Glenn had him the whole way, it looks like.
No, Dave's an amazing player. I think we really, and he'll agree with this one, the Dangles need a little bit of work. You know, he's not as flashy as some of the guys in this league, like Jake Riley, but you know, he's a smart player, and he beat Boyle very cleanly on that, so that was a good play from him on the PK.
Boyle behind the net. Is Ryan Full on the ice? Yes, he is. Almost a minute to go, and the scoring race is the only thing left to be decided in the entire season. And here's Ryan Full. Shot on net. Full gets one off. It's blocked in front of the net, and Villani will smother it. And now some more ticky-tacky in front of the net, and these guys have to be careful.
Well, that's why Jai Sarchich is there, and I think Coach O'Hanley's definitely put him out there to just do that, is get in the Red Wings' face. Steve Best going at him, that's not what you want.
The lineup is not.
No,
yeah.
God, no. And when you talk about the scoring race, I think you're mentioning how O'Hanley's out there trying to catch me in points. Is that the scoring race we're talking about out here tonight?
I think that's what we've been talking about all night, right?
Yeah, I think Trinker and myself having a point over O'Hanley's really gotten to him. You can see he's a bit frustrated with himself, but no, obviously, look, Sarchich is there, and he's smiling through that whole thing.
He definitely got Villani on his toes, too. Villani's, he can rattle him pretty easily, but he doesn't, like, not his game, but he gets in his head, and he stands up and punches back.
Well, the referees are going to the box for some more work, and it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-3. I think we're going to get coincidental minors here.
But look, I think it's pretty safe to say the Red Wings have really earned one today. They've done a really good job, and they did what they had to, because honestly, you know, with the Tigers' 10-game win streak, with everything that had been going their way so far this season, it was really theirs to lose. And you know, the final series, if you were a betting man, you'd have to think that the Tigers were in the lower odds of winning and a higher chance of pulling it out. But as it stands, you know, the Red Wings have made a really good case for why they should be in the big dance at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think walking into this series, I think it's a really coin flip, because it looks like, you know, they both can show up to each night, and I think after the performance that the Red Wings showed tonight, the Tigers really got to pick their game up when game one comes, which is, you know, as we said, only on Saturday. So,
Well, Sarchich has penalties up on the board. Is that maybe going to be the only one?
I think they're going 2-2, maybe. That's what I think I saw them push either side, but I really don't know.
Slashing and roughing is what we're told coming down from the box.
And then
Steve 2 for roughing. So it'll be a 2 plus 2 for Sarchich and 2 for Best, which equates to a 2-minute.
Yeah, so Steve and Sarchich won't play for the rest of the game. Someone will sit Sarchich's penalty. for the rest of the 2
So
minutes.
coincidental roughings +2 for slashing for Sarcic.
Yeah. Which, you know, fair enough, you're closing out the game. I think that's a pretty smart, and this is where a guy like Sarcic, we're talking about a league with fighting that's allowed and things like that. Is he a guy you pick up just because he goes in there and he stirs the pot, he gets guys pissed off, and he makes a difference in that department?
Well, it's 4-on-4 hockey for the final minute of the regular season, and I cannot wait for Saturday night. That is going to be a lot of fun. You can watch it on the stream, but you want to be in the building for that. Gal chips it over. It's chipped down in front from Nick Powell, and here go the Tigers. Jan Kubik stops, gets it across to Ryan Full, looking for a shooting lane. A shot on net, it was whipped wide. Kubik again plays it out to the right side. Boyle over towards Kubik. Kubik trying to find space. Is he trying to find Ryan Full? Maybe. Is he trying to find O'Hanley to catch Jeremy on the scoring list?
I don't think that's a possibility. Curtis is on my team here. He's just buzzing. But let's give Trinka some credit too.
And it's going to go the other way. 10 seconds to go in the season before finals. A decisive statement game for the Red Wings over the Tigers. They're going to split the season series. They'll finish just within a couple of points on the standings together, and they're about to embark in what should be an epic 3-game series to see who gets to the championship game. It's Red Wings 5, Tigers 1.
Yeah, definitely not what we expected. I think Bill Newbound might be the only guy who thought this was going to happen, as you heard in the period break. But great performance from Villani, from that top line of the Red Wings, which really made a case for why they're one of the top in the league. So, no, really good hockey.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm a bit surprised, to be honest. Like, I thought this was going to be a way closer game. I was thinking overtime. Maybe everyone's thinking this is a really important one, but the Tigers just didn't show up. We talked about the early game things that they got to do, and they just really ended up forgetting about it, it seems. Obviously, we didn't tell them to do it, but they had turnovers quick. They had 2 goals in the first, 5 minutes, and when you start off like that, it's really a hard hill to climb to get back.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, because it's not just been this season. The Tigers, they've struggled when it comes to late in the season. You know, you'd argue with their roster and the team they've had for the past couple of years, they should have been pushing. Last year, obviously, we only had the top 2 teams make finals, but it was a late push from the Falcons and a couple dropped games from the Tigers that ended up costing them. And we're seeing something similar. So you'd expect a team with this much experience to be great in the playoffs, but it could really well be the other way around.
Well, we finished the regular season with the Red Wings winning 5-1. Thanks for your support all season long, whether you're watching on the Facebook streams, on NITV, Channel 44. On behalf of Jeremy Friedrich, Nat Benson, and producer Brandon, and everybody at Spacequake Sports at the Ice Arena, I'm Eric Ballner saying good night. We'll see ya for the finals.